It's a request to you all that please put off your mics and cameras. Once you have any query or when question answer session will be there, then you can switch on the camera and your microphones. A very good morning to you all. First of all, I must thank you all for your registrations. Then this advanced online workshop on protein structure prediction and molecular docking is an attempt to teach, tell, and disseminate the knowledge about molecular docking that can be done on freely available softwares. It is a part of our celebrations of 20 by 2020. Our institute has entered into 20th year. We are an Institute of Information Technology. I welcome you all to this program of Indian Institute of Information Technology. We will be providing you lectures, hands-on experience during these 2 days on the aspects of bioinformatics, especially drug design. It's an attempt to make you all aware and provide knowledge about in silico drug designing. This is a part of drug discovery program. In drug discovery program, if you do everything in lab, especially wet lab, the cost of drug discovery goes up. So in drugs market, in the pharmaceutical world, the drugs that are being provided, their cost is not because of the cost in preparation or manufacture of that drug. It is because the drug discovery program is a costly affair. So your drugs become expensive. So to cut down the cost of the drugs, in silico drug design, if we imbibe in silico drug design into our curriculum or into our program of development of any drugs in medicinal chemistry, we can cut down the cost of the drugs. So the importance of this program is like giving you a brief introduction into in silico drug design and use of freely available softwares that you can very easily do before going into your wet lab. I hope this will provide you an insight into in silico drug design. And once again, I heartily welcome you all to this workshop on behalf of my institute, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad. In a short while, we will be inaugurating the workshop. Inaugural would be done by our Dean, Academics and Research, Professor Tapobrat Lahiri. He is an eminent scientist in the field of medical informatics. He is a professor in our department. We are really very blessed to have him with us in our department. And now I would like to request Professor Tapobrat Lahiri to give inaugural lecture, a brief lecture, not a very lengthy one, a brief lecture to give you all an introduction to the department and to the institute, and as he is a professor in this field, an insight into the subject. Lahiri sir, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think my video is actually muted by the administrator. I'm actually trying to unmute the video, but it is not happening. But I think looking at me is not so important. If you allow me, then I can continue with my.
Please continue.
Okay. So thanks to all, and also very good morning to all of you, especially to the participants the young learners, my point, means first of all, we should know that we all are learners, um, lifelong learners. And it is only the difference of age between you and myself. That's the thing only. And also, very good morning to my uh, revered faculty members of this department, whoever is present over here, and also to the HOD, who is actually doing a commendable job these days for our department and also for the institute, and to all our faculty members who are actually taking up the research and development job related to this drug design, especially drug design. And we should not be afraid with the word drug these days, means we all know what is drug, especially for the case of Sushant Singh Rajput. We know what is drug. We should not be afraid of this word drug because of that, because we know that anything may be utilized in a negative manner or a maybe positive manner. Sometimes if it is used as a negative thing, it may kill you, and if it is actually utilized in a positive sense, it may save you. So we are actually talking about life-saving drugs. And in that sense, what I would like to mention to all of you is that this drug, especially its design, as already Madam told you, she has given a very, very important and quite very, very brief and important information to all of you, which is very crucial, that within laboratory, if we want to design this drug within laboratory, then obviously it will be a problem for all of us. Otherwise, the other way is actually in silico. And the problem that we face while we like to design this drug within laboratory is nothing but the cost, actual cost, and also the time cost. It will take a huge amount of time, you can understand. If you just look at the steps through following which we normally develop drugs. There are 4 steps, especially four predominant steps. One is actually the first one. You have to understand what is the particular agent, the agent that is causing disease. It may be virus, it may be bacteria, it may be any other thing. But if it is, suppose, any such pathogen, then obviously body has some system. We know that is our immune system, which tries to give the first defense. Now, in this first defense, what is actually becoming a trouble for us is to identify the particular agent if it is a new one. And we know very well that there are every possibility that this agent will change itself, it will mutate its genes. So obviously the manifestation of change of these genes, especially the mutation, may be a change in the phenotype. Phenotype means the outward change may be there because different proteins will be produced because of this particular reason. And then obviously we'll have some typical problem of dealing with new organism as well as the new proteins. So if it is a new organism, then obviously body, especially our immune system, has every probability to fail to identify it and to actually give an appropriate immune response for that to nullify, to annihilate the cause of this particular disease. So obviously, the main focus becomes these days is to understand the disease manifestation. That is the first step. Who is causing the disease? And mostly we focus our attention on proteins. That is the very, very importance of proteins. The great importance of proteins. And how do we understand that proteins are there? Which protein are actually causing the particular problem? That we can readily understand. There are several ways, especially system biological ways are also there, laced with little bit of experiments. We know these days that there are several ways, like previously it was microarray experiment, and now it is next generation sequencing based mechanism through which we understand, we can get the idea of the proteome. Proteome means the total protein profile, especially sequence wise, and that we can readily understand. We can detect the protein, and then especially we can detect the protein by comparing it with the normal sort of healthy control. Then we can understand some few proteins are there which are not within the cell of healthy control. We can understand it readily and we can detect the protein. So this is the first step to detect the causal agent of our disease. And why we are actually interested to know about the proteins? Because proteins are, you already know that these are actually the main causal factors of disease. They are the workhorse within our body. They are the laborers within the body who are actually working for everything. So if we know the protein, then second task is to know about the protein structure. So protein structure, why it is needed? Because protein structure gives us the idea how to nullify the action of this protein by actually developing a drug which will adhere to this protein and nullify the action of this protein. So this is the very simple explanation of the importance of protein, why we should know about protein. So globally, we all are actually trying our best to actually do some sort of exercise so that we can understand the structure of protein very fast. Currently, you know very well that you can get the structure of the protein through the experimental methods, utilizing not less than 2 years. Just imagine you are suffering with the disease for which you need to know about the protein that is causing disease, then you need to develop the drug, and if you cut short it with every means, even then it will take not less than, to my view, 3 to 4 years. Because only to know the protein structure, it takes nearly 2 years experimentally. So it is equivalent to the scenario that the operation is successful but the patient is dead. When protein you have the knowledge of this protein, then the patient is already started his or her journey towards some unknown destination. So it's something like that. So for that reason, the challenge is these days to get the protein structure very fast. So comes the advent of so many protein structure prediction methods. Unfortunately, those protein structure prediction methods can work well with some typical constraint. Constraint means if there is already some proteins whose structures are known and that is there within our database, and if the similarity of our target protein is very, very high with those proteins, with one of those proteins, only then the prediction you can think that it will be successful, otherwise it may not be successful. It will be a total flop. And even if it is a 70% success, there is no meaning of 70% success in case of biological problem, biomedical problems. Medical personality are not going to buy that. So, challenge is there, it is remaining to give a to offer a very good prediction method for protein structure prediction, while it will be very much accurate also. So in that sense, this is the global scenario. I can tell you a good story looking back up from the global scenario, looking back to our own department. We are engaged with many developmental work which are really getting acknowledged globally. Our ma'am, Dr. Nidhi Mishra, the HOD, Dr. Pritish Bharadwaj, then the biological group people, Dr. Amit Prabhakar, Dr. Sangeeta Singh, Dr. Sintu Samant, Dr. Amaresh Sahu, all are engaged with very good sort of research to offer a lot of solutions towards this. So with this, I hope that you will enjoy your stay within this period of webinar very comfortably, and will also contribute by asking good questions in course of your training to this webinar, so that it will be a mutual sort of learning. You are also young learner, and already I have told you, we all are learners. So let us do it with our wholehearted participation. Thanks to all of you, and a very good welcome to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. And thank you for providing this much time to all of us and blessing and giving you blessings. Now, now it's about 11 o'clock and the time to have our first lecture. The first lecture is on Introductory Bioinformatics by Dr. Nisha Saxena Rastogi. Dr. Nisha Saxena is a person who has been involved with industry as well as academics. She did her BSc in Industrial Chemistry, thereafter MSc. Her PhD is from Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. She has been a recipient of Dr. D.S. Kothari Postdoctoral Fellowship and recipient of Women Scientist ICMR. She has held different positions at University of Delhi, North Campus, Delhi. She has worked in NCL, Pune, Maharashtra. She has worked as research scientist in Ripra Pharmaceuticals, Delhi, and as a scientist in GVK Biosciences, Hyderabad. She has worked as assistant professor in Lovely Professional University, Punjab. She has been a part of Galgotia College of Engineering and Technology. She is currently involved with Mithila University, Darbhanga, Bihar. She has published several papers in international journals of high impact factor. She has been awarded Best Paper Award from Carbohydrates Research Society. Her research interests include tuberculosis, drug design on tuberculosis, malaria, and dengue. Now it's over to Dr. Nisha Saxena Rastogi to give you a brief view of introductory bioinformatics or introduction to drug design and discovery. She will tell you the basics of drug design, more emphasis on the in silico drug design. Now I heartily welcome Dr. Nisha Saxena Rastogi and I request her to start with her talk.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi, for this warm welcome. And I welcome all the participants in this wonderful workshop. Uh, Thank you, Triple IIT Allahabad, for inviting me this lecture. And I'm highly overwhelmed by this, seeing this much of the participants. Thanks a lot for allowing me. And kindly allow me to present.
Yes, yes, of course, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Do my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible too. If you can do it on slideshow.
Yeah. Okay. It's visible. Okay, thank you. And, my lecture, huh? Good afternoon, all. Thank
All
you,
the
Dr. Nidhi, for giving me this opportunity to be here in front of all of us virtually. And I would like to especially thank Triple IT Allahabad for inviting me to deliver a talk on drug discovery, drug designing, molecular modeling, and proteomics. Myself, Dr. Nisha Saxena, and today I will talk about all the basics of drug discovery, drug designing, molecular modeling, and proteomics. See, I find this lecture very interesting in this era of pandemic, as we all are passing through a very tough time nowadays, and it seems that there is a need to re-evaluate, research ourselves so that we can find better ways to get the
Dr.
final.
Nisha, sorry to disturb you. Someone's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
microphone
yeah.
is on. The sound is echoing. Dear participants, kindly
Yeah,
switch off
hello.
your microphone. Dear
Your
participants,
voice is
kindly
not
switch
clear.
off. I'm asking them to switch off their microphones. Sound was echoing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Now you can start with your presentation. Hello, Dr. Nisha. You can start with your
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
presentation.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Good afternoon. So, I would like to conclude and prescribe my things in following contents. These are purpose of learning, introduction of the concept of drug discovery, drug designing, molecular modeling, types of molecular modeling, proteins in brief, and then outcomes. So before starting this basics, we must know why we all are here. That what is the purpose of study or learning this particular thing for what we are here. So this particular lecture will make you understand of interdisciplinary aspects of disease and disease causing agents, understanding of molecular basis of drug targets and drug candidates, and you will find this particular lecture useful for finding binding possibility in receptors and ligands, that is protein and drug, to affect the functioning of protein for curing or seizing the activity of the protein targeted. That means our drug target. So purpose is very much clear. We all are here to know more about drug discovery planning and why we plan this drug particularly because we know the target where it can act, where it needs to be bind to stop the activity of that protein which is present in the causing agent, means pathogen or microbes or any element which enters in our body to cause a particular harmful effect and hamper the normal activity of our. So before going in details, first of all, we must know what is drug. Drugs are biological active profiles or molecules which basically help us to overcome certain health issues. Actually, these are biological active profiles which hamper or disturb normal functioning of human body. And if there is a need to regain the normal activity, these particular molecules are again needed. And when medicines terms comes, then medicines are used to treat diseases and drugs are molecules used as medicines. So medicines are nothing but used to diagnose, cure, mitigate, treat or prevent disease. So these are the chemicals which we use for benefits of living beings. Next comes, how does drug discover? Initially, when we rely on history, then drug discovery was based on traditional knowledge. That means we were using herbs, shrubs, and many other part of plants or animals, microbes, to treat the particular disease and for curing the patient. Later on, drug discovery by serendipity, like this antibiotics discovery by Fleming, and then comes to the rational design in which era we are living. So we cannot go for anything randomly. We need a particular development in the drug discovery scenario, and that's why we need rational designing of the drug. So here comes the historical representation of drug discovery. Before 1990, herbs as a drug, and these were the serendipitous discoveries. In 1920s to 1930s, we observed the evolution of the isolation of vitamins and vaccines, and that then came the 1940s, 50s, and when discovery of antibiotics, R&D set up due to World War and scientific boost was there. Later, 1950s, discovery of DNA and new scientific technology input was arrived, and in 1960s, there is a breakthrough in etiology and advancement in medical field was taking place, and in late 1970s, biotechnology advancement with IT intervention gives a lot of boost to the drug discovery, and during 1980s, commercialization of drug discovery program taking place and development of combinatorial chemistry produced a major breakthrough. After 1980s, in late 90s, robotics and automation arrived, and that tremendously involved in drug discovery to innovate many things. And that was the era when 1990s and 2000 bioinformatics came in the existence and high throughput in screening took place. And then we are here in the current day, advanced interdisciplinary research is there. We are in the era of nanotechnology. So current development in drug discovery says we are in the era of nanotechnology to control the diseases at molecular, physiological, and on the basis of shape and size of molecule at atomic level. And this is required to understood properly so that we can go for the better drugs development. And that's why we are. So we must know what are the stages in drug development. These are, first of all, target selection. Targets may be anything. That may be cellular, genetic, based on bioinformatics, based on proteomics, based on genomics. Then lead discovery. Once you get the target selected, then there is a need to know the molecule which can act upon these selected targets. And this is what we call lead discovery. That means synthesis of a molecule, its purification and characterization, then its assay synthesis. If there is a need of many derivatives, then we will follow the CONDICHEM method to synthesize number of similar kind of molecules with different types of pharmacophores in it. Then we go for the HTS, high throughput screening, so that we can get the lead. Now comes the role of MathChem. After designing the library, first of all we get number of molecules, and in medicinal chemistry we design the molecule according to ourselves, on the basis of information we got from bioinformatics. Then we synthesize the derivatives, and then we go for the in silico screening. Then we found the SAR study and get the exact molecule and pharmacophore which is importantly working on particular target. And if we achieve this, then we move for the in vitro studies. Then comes the preclinical studies. That means studies on animals. Then clinical trials and therapeutic production took place. So this is basically the stages in drug development. And here's a lot of input of time. So you can see more than 10,000 compounds initially by the synthesis we synthesize. This is what we call it drug discovery. And then we move for the in vitro studies. That is what we call up to preclinical. And it took around 6.5 years. And then around 250 compounds were screened. And out of those, we got only 5 compounds for clinical, which are effective enough and for use of chemical entities used for the disease curing. And in clinical studies, it took around 7 years, and then we got FDA review for making that particular compound a drug. And it again took a lot of time, around 1.5 years, and then only we got the molecule as a active.
Yeah, my slides are visible to all. My screen is visible to all, perhaps?
Not yet. Not yet.
Now,
Not. It's not visible?
Ma'am, whenever you're starting your presentation,
Yeah,
your voice is somehow disturbing. Please kindly check it.
Okay, 1 minute. Actually, it's raining here.
I think the playing recording is causing disturbance.
Okay. So, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes,
1
ma'am.
minute. Now it's okay? It's visible?
Yes, okay, ma'am. Video is okay, but when you playing the recording audio, it is causing echo.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
maybe because it's raining here, heavily raining here.
No, now
So
it is
if you
good,
have
ma'am. When
any
you're
issue, just
talking like this, it's good. But when you start presenting with the full screen, your voice is somehow getting disturbed. We don't know why.
okay. Now slides are visible. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now we comes from the timelines. We move to the next slide. You have already seen that around 15 years are there for the drug discovery, planning, and performing the FDP approval. So there is a role of the informatics which is required, and this is drug designing and role of bioinformatics. Bioinformatics is nothing but it is the branch of molecular biology, as we all know, and it is the combination of many things. Like it's a combination of biostatistics, systematic biology, chem informatics. It is a involvement of computational languages like Bio, Java, BioPerl, C, database, and many other biology-related fields like biochemistry and biomedicines. So bioinformatics have a major role while we design a molecule as a drug candidate, and that's why we can say bioinformatics involves extensively in analysis of biological data by utilizing the computers. It is very specialized biological research, and by the use of bioinformatics, we perform target selection, we perform computer-based screening of our synthesized or designed molecule, which may play as a good drug candidates. So we can say, in short, a
Ma'am, can you
bioinformatics.
please put your PPT on full screen mode?
Yeah, 1 minute. I'm trying actually, but 1 minute. It's actually rehearsed one, not so Sindhi.
Here you have seen that.
It's okay now. Thank you.
Okay, you can see it. 1 minute.
So we can see here bioinformatics is the major player, and it plays an important transforming role for getting the whole genome sequence through it. Major role in gene and their encoded proteins. It can be used to compare entire genome of pathogenic and non-pathogenic strain of a microorganism in a one go. It is useful to identify genes or gene-based proteins associated with the pathogen. Use of gene expression, microarrays, and gene chip technologies in this bioinformatics, which is useful to evaluate and compare the expression of up to 20,000 genes of healthy and infected individuals at a time. So it's a very important and a major role player in. Here you have seen target protein selection.
Are you able to hear?
No, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Here you can see this schematic representation of drug designing. What are the total lead procedure? First of all, we select the disease for which we need to act. And for that particular disease, we target a particular molecule, which may be a protein. So target protein selection will be there. Then comes the drug or inhibitor selection. That means the molecule which we design, which can interact with that target protein, which we selected for the particular disease. And then there is a computer simulation method, which we call is molecular docking, so that we can check whether our molecule which we design is acting on the target protein by binding its particular site, active site, so that that particular protein which we target is not working in a proper fashion, so that we can cure the disease. And this particular database which we obtain by molecular docking is known as visualization of docked complexes. Then we analyze the pharmacophore, means the molecule which we selected as a drug candidate having a particular sites which actively act on the protein for the binding purpose. And if we manipulate with these particular sites, that means pharmacophore, then we can get the better opportunity to bind with the target protein. And therefore, there is a need of pharmacophore analysis. And after analyzing better pharmacophores, we can get the lead identification, means lead molecule which can work as a drug. Then analogs can be designed on the basis of that particular pharmacophore, and then QSAR study may be there for the final result, so that before synthesizing the molecule on the lab basis, we can perform these particular things, so that we can reduce the time and other aspects, cost effectiveness and others.
We can opt basic strategies as follows. There is a receptor, that means a protein molecule which is having a particular site which can react or which can bind with the ligand, that means a drug candidate, and then it can interrupt or hamper the activity of the protein, and thus this ligand can work as a drug candidate. But see, what are the parameters we can follow? This receptor may be unknown, this receptor may be known if we perform the bioinformatics properly. Further, the ligands may be unknown or known, and on the basis of this possibilities of receptors and ligands, we can find 4 ways to get our drug designing done. First of all, when receptor and ligand are unknown, then homology modeling. When ligand and receptor are ligand is known and receptor is unknown, then indirect drug designing will take place. If receptor is known and ligand is unknown, then receptor-based drug designing concept will take place. And if the receptor and ligand both are known, then rational drug design concept will be helpful for designing the or drug. So first of all, we will discuss homology modeling. The receptor and ligand both are known. In this case, homology modeling generate 3D structures. It also helps to perform COMBI-CHEM. It also performs, if COMBI-CHEM is there, high throughput screening can be done, and the bolt, the log, and then find the key. This is the basic concept of this particular homology modeling concept. Next comes the receptor-based drug design. Here receptor is known and ligand are unknown. In this case, the de novo design only. Virtual screening can be performed on computer. Here we can say it is prepare or find the lock which fits in the lock. So in this we can opt 3 things here in direct drug designing, where receptor is unknown but ligand is known. The indirect drug designing can be obtained by 2D or 3D things in computational way. Then we perform QSAR, quantitative structure activity relationship, and in whole sum we can say pharmacophore infer the log by expecting key. Okay.
Rational drug designing receptor is and ligand both are known. So in this, we need a proper molecular docking through the programs which we have in our computers or in bioinformatics labs, and then the drug receptor interaction will be observed, and we can go for the better option as a drug candidate, and that's why it is known as rational drug design.
So in broader aspects of drug discovery, designing and development, we can say it is a process that starts with the identification of disease, therapeutic target of interest, synthesis of desired prototype or molecule, then assay development, then synthesis of library of molecules, maybe by COMBI-CHEM, then lead identification and characterization, then in vitro study, then finally we go for the formulation of the medicine or drug candidate, and then we move to the animal pharmacological study, pharmacokinetic study, then safety concern in animal as well as in humans. Then clinical studies will take place in human, and finally we get the drug candidate which is useful for the disease treatment. So target selection for disease is important. Here up to this point we know if we are knowing the target, then the synthesis of the molecule will be easy which can bind with the target. So finding an agent with a particular biological action that is anticipated to have a specific therapeutic utility. Target identification to identify molecule or target that are involved in disease progression. And it also requires target validation. That means manipulation in molecular target which provide therapeutic benefit. That means the molecule which we design on the basis of the knowledge of target, complete structure knowledge of the target, we can manipulate our molecule so that it will bind better and better for the desired therapeutic benefits. So, target selection means what kind of particular molecules or biochemicals in our body can work as a target. So here comes the biochemical classes of drug targets. These may be G protein coupled receptor. 46% of targets compiled with this. Then we can target enzymes, a particular enzyme, and in this current scenario, up to 30% of drug targets are enzymes. Next comes the hormones. 10%. Nuclear receptor also work as a drug target. Around 2% drug targets are there in the drug discovery program, which based on nuclear receptor. Then ion channel also utilized for the formation of all these drug targets. Next comes the cellular and genetic targets. Genomics can also work as the drug targets. Around 3 billion nucleotides and accountable for 35,000 to 50,000 of genes. So genomics are also very important for getting the exact target for a particular drug so that a particular disease can be cured in a very specified manner. Next comes the proteomics. It is again very important to know the complete aspect set of information regarding the protein which a particular species have in their body. This is the protein at which disease process became manifest. And most of the drugs act at this approx. 91% of the drugs are targeting the protein. Analysis of protein will be utmost important to target drug discoveries. That's why we are dealing with the protein first. It's very important drug target. So the role of molecular modeling. We have receptor, we have ligands, we have binding sites. So if we know the complete structure of a drug target, that means protein or enzyme, and then also protein type, almost also enzyme protein type. So we can perform a better modeling and get it better. So molecular modeling is nothing. It is a combination of computational chemistry and computer graphics. So we use classical method, computational technique, we mimic and study the structure and behavior of molecule for the final result of the target as well as our drug
Molecules.
interaction. So molecular modeling is nothing but mimicking the activity of molecule or molecular system through systematic study. Subtraction of computational programming and the design molecule as a drug candidate and its interaction with the protein or drug target where the drug is work. So in a systematic manner we can understand molecular modeling which starts from structure determination, whether it is the structure of a drug candidate or the drug target. Drug target is nothing but our protein in this workshop and the selection of calculation method in computational chemistry is another one. So geometry of molecule is obtained from standard geometry, X-ray, etc. That means we know our molecule in 3D and then we perform some molecular mechanics, we perform some quantum mechanics, we perform some molecular dynamics to understand the interaction between drug target, that is protein, and our molecule for the proper interaction, for the proper binding, and thus we get the proper. So here comes the basic slide which let you know about the final outcome. So up to this point we have target selection, we have done with the ligand selection, we have our program ready with the database, that means computer, and then we perform some kind of scoring, interaction, docking, and then we got the work done, we got the result in the form of some data, and when we evaluate that docking data, we result having a particular drug candidate binded with the targeted selected protein, and that we need to do is the final synthesis of that molecule, which we perform on this computational aspect. So molecular modeling methods must be used to us by which we can perform these particular things we were discussing till now. So computational methods which are common for molecular modeling are molecular mechanics and quantum mechanics. I am not going for the details of these particular mechanics, but I will let you know some points because these are the need of this lecture. And later on in the current workshop, you will learn how these particular mechanic methods can be utilized for getting your things done. In both methods, molecular mechanics and quantum mechanics, find equations for total energy for a molecule. Molecular mechanics consider a molecule as a system of rigid balls connected via springs. It depends strongly on concept of bonding. It follows the Newton's laws and it neglects the electronic degree of freedom. It further works on potential surface, study of force field, study of electrostatics, molecular dynamics, and conformational analysis. The last two are very important for getting the interaction done through computational way. Next is quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is another molecular modeling method which provides information about nuclear position and distribution, study of interaction and arrangement of electrons and nuclei in a molecule. It don't require the parameters similar to nuclear mechanics. It is based on base properties of electrons and all material particles. Now, what is the use of these molecular and quantum mechanics overall? It is very useful to calculate the value of potential, electron affinities, heat of formation, dipole moment, and many other physical properties. These methods are useful to locate the electron density in a chemical structure. These are useful to locate the active sites or points at which a chemical entity will react with electrophiles and nucleophiles on it. It's also useful to get the exact shape, 3D structure, and electron density of molecule. Now comes the drug target. Up to this point, we are able to understand what is drug target, what is drug discovery program, how drug designing took place. Now comes the proteins. We must know a little bit information of proteins, and already you have seen that this is most important target in drug discovery because almost 90% of the targets in drug discovery, systematic drug discovery plants are proteins. So we must know if there is a job to be done in a molecular world of living cells, that particular job is done by a protein. Protein are in the form of hormones. Protein are in the form of catalysis like enzymes, myosin and actin filaments. These are the muscular proteins and they help us in coordination of muscle tension. Many cell structures like microtubules, tubulin, cellular coat, etc. are made up of protein. And these all particular what I have discussed here are important drug types. Now comes the basics of proteins. Proteins are of two types, fibrous proteins like collagen, fibrin, keratin, and globular proteins. These are regulatory proteins like hormones. They may be membrane proteins like protein channels. They may be organic catalysts for biochemical reactions in our body like enzymes, cell mobility proteins, defensive proteins like toxins, antibodies, and some transport proteins like hemoglobins are globular proteins. So these are the two categories. Why we selected proteins or why we are continuously talking for proteins? Because proteins are very specific in function. They have specific in immensure selectivity. They are very special in our body. A particular protein can perform a particular function. So that's why we select protein. So how proteins looks like? We have four different structure parameters for protein. First is primary proteins, very basic in nature. When two or three or four any different amino acids in a particular fashion or manner connect through peptide linkage, they simply gives primary structure. Then comes the secondary structure, they coiled up, some interactions will be there. Then comes the tertiary structure and finally the quaternary structure, what we have in our body, where many very evolved body in eukaryotes. Here is the secondary structure. Secondary protein structure may be of two types. First is alpha helicals. You can see it is just like a rope covering the pipe in a particular direction. Okay. Next is secondary structure in the beta sheet plates, that is just like a sari plate, up down in a particular fashion. Okay. There in the third figure you can see up down in a particular. Now in short we can see chemical and biological aspects of protein structure. Primary proteins, these are just a family of amino acids by peptide linkage. Secondary proteins are folded types, maybe alpha helix or beta sheet structures. Tertiary proteins are close packing, somewhat more complex than the secondary one. And quaternary proteins are manifold compact structure having many electrostatic interaction involved. So this particular quaternary protein and their interactions are important. Otherwise, blocks of proteins are nothing but amino acids. These are the organic molecule having amino and carboxyl group attached to it. Yes, having specific sequence of arrangement of amino acids. So peptide linkage which construct a specific peptide and then comes the protein if a particular molecular weight
achieved.
And we have many amino acids that are 20 common amino acids I can show you here. And I'm not going for much detail for a particular kind of protein.
We are just here to know the basics of proteins and the structure of amino acids which are easily available in our body, and these are the amino acids which particularly attached by the peptide linkage in a particular manner in a very specific way to produce a particular muscular protein or enzyme or hormone, and then it will work as a target protein.
Forward for the determination of structure or conformation of normal structure of protein can be confirmed by X-ray crystallography, NMR, electron microscopy, diffraction technique, 3-electron lasers, and the tertiary structure determination from protein by the Caplet modeling, that is homology modeling, and threading. Homology modeling we will discuss in this workshop, and you will explore it virtually on your computer, and you will be interacted with the molecule and drugs and targets and all, and in this workshop only. And the second structure determination for protein is Caplet modeling. Ab initio methods are used. They are based on physics and knowledge. So up to this, we have obtained certain kind of basic knowledge in our mind, and perhaps I am able to make you understand that what are drugs, what is drug discovery process, what are the timelines up to this point, drug designing concept, use of bioinformatics in molecular biology, drug target selection, molecular modeling and its function, protein and structure for targeting the drug candidates, and strategies for molecular modeling for protein. So after that you will be here, and then you will you will be knowing more about this molecular modeling concept and drug designing and drug target concept through simulation processes using some database which we have, or on the cloud mode we have certain kind of softwares or programs here on internet which are available.
And in this way, you will be able to get the complete knowledge of docking, molecular modeling, utility of molecular modeling platforms such as programs we are offering you, and at IIT Allahabad. And this is what we are here to learn, and to get the better and best molecule as a drug candidate by utilizing computer and avoiding the other hazards which we perform in the lab in the random way.
You will be knowing more about this particular workshop
By using.
So these are the references from which I collect.
These are the references.
Data. And if you have any query, you can write me on chat box, or you can write me on my email ID. So,
thank you.
Thank you all. These are my superheroes. Dr. R.P. Patil, Dr. Raman Pratap, Dr. Anand Pratap, who were my mentors in my whole research scenario. And thank you all the
faculty members here and all the presenters. And I would like to thank Director and Coordinator at IIT Allahabad, and especially to Dr. Nidhi, who invited me to give this talk on the basics of drug discovery program.
Community.
Thank you.
Thank you for your kind attention. Please chat with me if you have any queries, and I will answer. Thank you.
Now over to Dr. Nidhi. Yeah, hello, Dr. Nidhi. Dr. Nidhi, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, you are audible. This is Dr. Pritesh here from IIT.
Yes.
So guys, it's a informative session, and I like to thank you, ma'am, for your time and for your deliberation for last 1 hour or so. So I will request all the students to kindly list out. If you have some questions, you can list it out. So one of our scholar will, take the redundancy checking and make a list of the question and forward it to Nisha madam, so that at a later point of time, Nisha ma'am can answer your query. Okay. And then, so we'll second half, just now, as Dr. Nidhi Mishra has asked, we'll be having a more of a practical demonstration session where you will be learning few techniques and tools of the software implementation of the bioinformatics part, which just now we have gone through. Tomorrow we'll have a bit more technical session, which is more of a docking. Like we'll be going through the algorithm and then the know-how of the docking. What exactly are the algorithm? Which software or which algorithm is how it is different from other software, and given a scenario, which particular software or algorithm you should go into. So we'll be working on those basic detail, and then some of the algorithmic and working detail of the software. Or in fact, if you people like, you would also like to have some session where you can create a small software of docking. You can create on your own, and then we'll be going through those things, which will be followed by again some practical session. So hopefully you will, because today itself learning entire thing is pretty difficult, but yes, we will try to touch all those parts which are make you ready to go for a given scenario, how to find the structure, how to dock it, how to know the intricacy of the binding and the binding affinity part. So tomorrow 11 o'clock there will be another lecture from my side, and now you have some break, and after the break, I guess you all have the schedule. So there will be a break, and followed by a break, there will be practical session. So over to Nidhi ma'am. Thank you.
So thank you, Pritesh sir. Now, dear participants, we'll have a break for 10 minutes and we will gather again to have practice session on protein structure prediction, where we'll give you hands-on experience. I would request you all to switch on your systems, PCs and laptop, and try to do the steps as told by the instructor along with it. And you can send your questions so that we can forward them to Nisha ma'am. If and I have requested you already to install the softwares Autodoc, Chimera, etc., so that you can practice when the instructors are giving you the instructions and follow step by step. Okay.
So meantime, Dr. Nidhi, if I can request Achilles or someone from your group, you can chalk out what are the, like they have already sent it to the all participants, that what are the software which need to be installed. But he can again reiterate the thing, so that once after the break the students will come and rejoin, they will have all the software installed in their system.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. We will try to install all the softwares in our participants' PC.
Dr. Nidhi, can you please copy paste the link of that software on this chat box so that it will be helpful for the students or participants?
Hello.
Yeah, if possible, just paste the link in the chat box so that the students or participants can get directly it from there.
Okay. Okay. We are giving.
Yeah.
Yes, we are giving. Dear participants, wait for a while. In the chat box, we are giving you the links to download those softwares.
So those were not done it, right?
Dear participants, we have given the link for Autodoc Vina. Kindly download from this site and download Chimera as well. MGI tools, we have given the link. You need it for practice session for tomorrow. Hello, Dr. Nisha.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, Dr. Nidhi, please.
Dear participants, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask questions directly to madam.
Yeah, I am answering in chat box also. Whatever they ask, I am writing on that also. If they have any query, just let me know. Please
If you have
unmute
any
me.
queries, you can
Please.
ask the question directly to madam.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Legacy Liberty. So I have a question regarding the target selection. So the very first step that you said is about. Sorry, am I audible?
Your voice is just breaking down. You are talking about template selection, right?
Yes. So the first step is to identify the target and then the ligand.
Suppose we are targeting for the tuberculosis drug, and we have several targets over there. Cell membrane may be a target, enzyme which participates in the mitochondria of the bacterium, and that particular enzyme is for energy evolution. So that means we need to isolate that enzyme. We need to get the complete structure for that. Then enzyme is nothing but protein. Protein is nothing but composed of amino acids, and through a proper sequencing, if lysine is the pattern, then we must be knowing the proper structure of that protein. Okay, are you getting my point? And that is template we are talking about. Okay, if we are talking about a template means is nothing but the sequence of amino acid, and if we got the sequence of amino acid in that peptide or enzyme or protein, then we can predict the 3D structure of that protein. Okay.
Okay.
And if we have
but like, okay, there's a slight confusion again, because what is the suggestion is like, okay, if we know like a particular drug, particular disease that we started, then we.
I am talking about the rational drug design, when the receptor and ligand both are known. Okay.
Okay. So, but in that case, we already have some idea about the protein intestine of the.
Of course.
Basically, the protein.
If we are designing a molecule on the basis of rational drug design, and we already know are the pathogen and where we are going to interact on the DNA itself, or on the protein synthesis mechanism, or we are interrupting the energy production technique, or we are targeting the cell wall. So we already know the particular target which we are focusing for drug development. So if we know that particular target, we must be knowing structure. Yeah, that's why.
Structure. Yeah. So when we go back to the details, so once the particular target protein or molecule is identified and the sequence or the template is known, then you're talking about predicting the.
Yeah, if template is known, its 3D structure is also known. Okay. If 3D structure is known, then we are able to know which point is active site at which distance, and how much space is there, and what kind of geometry fits into that particular point. Okay, and accordingly we design our molecule with the specific pharmacophore active sites.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And when we are choosing a ligand, so to do the receptor binding, when we have to choose the target ligand, what are the criteria?
I'm not. Pardon, please. I'm not here. I'm not able to hear you. Yeah, again, please.
I'm sorry about that. So when we are targeting the ligand, sorry, when we are choosing the target ligand, okay. So for that, what is the criteria?
See, if we know we have only this much angstrom of space in this direction, where only a single benzene ring fits, and it is required that it must be having substituent at ortho and para position only. Then only it will interact with the selected template. Then we design the molecule. We can just modify the pharmacophore. Suppose we are taking NH2, but in place of NH2, we can take NHCH3 also. Okay. So that we can check.
Okay. So it's basically the structure, the gap that we calculate and the energy parameters based on which we can.
Yeah. Molecular, this quantum mechanics and this particular molecular mechanics involves in that study only. Energy calculation, space calculation, okay, potential calculation, what is required to fit in that. Okay.
Okay, so all like the more details we know, like about steric hindrance or anything else, so those things add on, like give us a better idea of selecting.
Yeah. Better if you are working on the known disease, you must go for the all possible targets which can be worked upon. Okay. So according to that, you can see what particular molecules are already existing as a drug candidate for that target, and then you can manipulate your molecule or design.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome, Ita.
Are there any more questions?
Some Mriganta Chakrabarti is asking something like bio. See, 1 minute. She's asking, can I take azradicacetine from neem as ligand for the purpose of bioinsecticide activity, but its molecular weight is more than 500, so it violates Lipinski rule of 5, but the compound has tremendous potential for repellent activities. Yeah, see, sometimes some rules are not working. Okay. So in that case, the functioning of that particular active profile may be because of certain other reason. Are you getting my point, Chakrabarti? So it doesn't matter if it is having a weight of 600 or 700, it won't work. We have certain criteria to select a molecule, but it may also work and it may find some other active sites in the template. In this way, it will work as. See, it is a insecticides, no? And if anybody has any problem, please. Perhaps all of you have already downloaded the link. Yeah.
Would it be, if you have any specific questions considering the questions very clear today, so would it be okay if you have any specific question to email?
Actually, I'm not getting you, Jagniasi. I'm not able to hear you properly.
Yes. That's exactly my point. So since the audio is not very clear today,
you can write your chat box. You can write your chat in your chat box, and I can write here my email ID. You can also get your answer over there. I'm writing. No?
I hope all the questions have been answered. Whatever queries, dear participants, you have, you can write in chat box and ma'am will answer your questions. Her email ID has been given in the chat box. You can mail your questions to her directly and she will answer you. Now I hope we have finished with our first session. It is 12:05 already. After 15 minutes, at 12:15, after 10 minutes, we'll join back again for practice hands-on session. So you can take a break for 10 minutes and then join again for hands-on experience.